I'm sitting here and I'm having a conversation with Norman Barney and his partner in
Jane
crime,
Austen.
Jane Austen. And so, casual conversation. Nice to be here. We're on
Yeah.
Manitoulin Island, close to Mindamoya.
Yep.
On Windfall Lake.
And it's the middle of October and the weather is overcast and it's not raining right now, but it was earlier. Yesterday was beautiful.
In Sudbury too.
Yeah, Sudbury would be the same. Anyway, I love it up here.
This is like such a nice place that you come half of the year here?
Yeah, we try to.
Beautiful, beautiful. Just changes the rhythm. As soon as we got out of the van, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, really nice.
It does a number on you up here. It makes you really calm.
Our
Yeah.
dogs get the biggest smiles on their faces when
Oh,
they get out.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they know it.
Yeah.
And do you find your art is different when you work here than in town? Do you have?
Yeah, I think so. I'm sure of it. I like using wires and stones and sticks a lot more up here. At home I do more
Yeah.
oil painting, not oil, but acrylic painting.
Yeah, so installation work.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Makes
room and
me-
you can be outside and do it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And now, like your latest work, you got 8 crokinole boards, and you're working on them like
Yeah.
individual pieces.
Yeah. I've got a couple more that I'm doing right now.
Wow.
But I have a lot more than that. I don't know, maybe 15 or anyway. And yeah, I can send you pictures of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to see. So those are multimedia. Eh? You use whatever is around you or what you've collected.
Yeah.
And assemble it,
Yeah.
and you don't pre-think the whole thing. You start with an idea and then you build on it.
Yeah, no, it actually builds itself.
Oh.
You know, it's sort of like I'm just a conduit, and it's almost magical, but it's like I collect a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and then it just jumps out at me, and I think, oh yeah, that would go there. Oh, if I put that there, then it has a whole different meaning, you know.
Beautiful.
And then it entertains myself. You know, I start laughing, you know, and there's nobody else around.
You have your own fun.
Yeah, I do. That's
Yeah.
true. I do.
So yeah, you were 15. You moved in Canada, and you said at 17 kicked out of the house.
Yeah.
Were you an artist then? Have you
Yeah.
started a
Oh,
practice?
that's the one thing I excelled at school. But my dad said, you know, he didn't want me being anything to do
His
with
dad was
art.
very abusive.
Your work is still about politics, but it's always you always bring a little funny twist to it, just
Yeah.
to make it more accessible. Is that like people are being abused? They become the life of the party or the clown or this
Yeah.
or that, just to smooth things out.
Well, Norm's got an unusual sense of humor, and he does get a lot of that from his dad. You know, it's not like you don't get anything from your parents. Even his abusive father made him work and taught him, you know, building stuff, and he got a lot of his humor from his father, not his mother. His mother's humor is
Non-existent.
Non-existent, really. There's no subtlety. There's no nuance or anything, but that's something that I guess we share. Is I love his sense of humor most of the time, and and it comes out in his art, and it's really an important part of it. And I don't know whether that's something the art world recognizes as being an important part of some people's art.
But I did at least 3 paintings about my dad a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I turned him in. It was 4x4. It's a great big one, and it was my dad looking like a pathetic old fool. It's called Old Fool, and I even put the hat on him with the little bells and everything. And he didn't like that.
He fought his way.
But you weren't living
I
close to
said,
him
the
then, I
old
guess.
fool.
Well,
You were safe.
it's that or beat him up. So what's
he
better? Do art about him. Don't piss off an artist. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
You don't know where they're going to come from on it.
Oh, my dad takes the cake. I don't want to go on and on about him, but boy, yeah, he's something else. And he could be super funny. You wouldn't believe how funny he could be. He had the most wild humor. Man.
His dream was to dress what?
Yeah, my dad's goal, well, he had 2 goals. He wanted to hitchhike across America in a gorilla costume and keep a diary. And the other thing he wanted to
What's
do.
a long, how do you say that to you? When the performance is a very long one?
Yeah.
Can't find the word.
Of course, he didn't think of it as performance art.
No, he just thought of something to do.
Yeah.
Your humor in your pieces, like, is there maybe one that you're thinking of that you could describe and we can...
Oh,
That's a really neat piece.
this is one with these paint-by-number cats in the background.
Let me see. I'll just maybe switch it around a bit like that.
Yeah.
So what?
See, it's paint-by-number cats, 2 of them, 2 in
Peeking
the back.
through.
See their eyes?
Oh, yeah.
And then I put
right
these...
Here. Yeah. I didn't see it.
And then I put these old postcards on here advertising this motels, and so there's 2 of each, and then the mice I got with little mouse turds coming out of them, and those are called restaurant cats.
Oh, that's...
And it's just. I mean, where do you find all those postcards of the same restaurant, right?
Well, I'll
he
just put it-
finds these
okay.
things in a,
Oh, yeah, because he
some
gathers
shop,
things,
someplace, and then
He'll put a use to it at some point when he needs it.
grab the garden cat there. He's actually done quite a bit on cats too. So our friends up here found these bones and cleaned them up and brought them to him, wanting him to put them into an artwork. So he had a paint by number. He puts it in front of the paint by number and puts a liquid acrylic on it and puts a cat in front of it. It's called Garden Cat. Cats are very destructive creatures. So he's
Played with that.
Yeah.
Well, you find all these paint-by-numbers in St. Vincent de Paul. You know, people make them and then then they just throw them in St. Vincent de Paul.
And they frame them, so you're already framed.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I just thought it would be a funny thing to do.
I'm thinking of something that I found might have a little humor in it. Is I don't remember what it's called, but it's China, and it's about the amount of plastic that they sell,
Yeah.
and then we buy after.
Yeah.
And it's an installation piece, and there's a tiger.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one I did. You mean?
Yeah.
Oh, and then
that's got a heat sensor on it. So if you walk up to it and it feels the heat from your body, it sets it all off, and it's got spinning flowers, and it's all plastic. Everything is from China.
So it's commenting in a funny way on the...
Yeah.
And it started because she bought me that tiger. and she gave me that tiger.
It's one of these things where you look at it from different
moves.
directions.
Oh, yeah.
What do you call
And
those?
I don't.
I
I
used to
forget
know the
what it's
name
called.
for it.
But anyway, so, and then, yeah, so what
It
else
just
does it do?
evolved from
Oh, and
there.
then it starts this fountain, and it starts pouring water. So, yeah.
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
and then it's got
Yeah.
LED lights. Yeah.
And yeah, it's got LED lights, and it's got a blinking red star at the top.
So like you sit down and you start with the idea of
It started with the tiger that she gave me.
and then you start thinking of the plastic that we buy and
I had this old table sitting there. It was an old one, and I just used it. It was one of these kind of tables.
But then you wanted a fountain, so we had to go looking for a fountain.
We
found it
went
at-
to about 6 different places
Yeah.
and we found that one fountain.
Yeah.
That was the perfect fountain.
so
Yeah.
anyways, just because you talked to me about some pieces when we were over the phone, there was one, what was it? It was Hitler, and then you mix with that Harris.
Oh yeah,
Harris?
Mike Harris.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Pinocchio, little doll,
Yeah.
figurine poke Pinocchio.
Yeah, I didn't tell her about all that.
I didn't hear about the Pinocchio thing, so it brought
Yeah,
up the
because
lie.
Mike Harris was a liar.
Yeah.
And so it's a picture of Mike Harris, and I got a mustache and that bangs like Hitler. And then there's Pinocchio, and what's he doing? He's standing there right by Mike Harris's mouth, I think. And then oh yeah, and then there's a whole bunch of these cops. Yeah.
That's an old piece.
And then it said Ontario Premier's Police for OPP.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the French. Yeah, that's
It was on show at the Gallery Lambton at that time, and apparently police went in and looked at it.
Yeah, police went in and
But they
looked
didn't
at
do
it.
anything.
No, but then I put it into that other show too, and they took it down.
Yeah, he had a bunch of this work in this art walk, which is done in June in Sarnia. They closed down the downtown, and they gave him all this big window space, so he put
Yeah.
that in it, and he put Skin, which was a found painting of this nude, a great big,
Naked
very
woman.
bad painting of a nude, and then he put snake skin on it,
Yeah, a great big python snake skin.
and
And then it had a dead mummified cat that I had sitting on the bed that I
Was
glued
still-
onto the bed, a real cat.
still with the skin. Anyway, the next year they put him off on the end of the street, and then they took out paintings they didn't approve of.
Yeah.
But they didn't. But he
But the
put the
Harris
show
one
up.
got put down, eh? You were
Yeah,
saying?
they took it right down.
Yeah. But
It's easier to get away with
he
sex
put these
than-
up, and then we left and came up here, so we couldn't even talk to him. 'Cause back then we didn't have a cell phone.
Oh well. So this whole art thing isn't like really I don't know, it's something I do for myself more than anything, I guess. Jane and I made a bunch of popes because the Pope was coming. When was that, 1982 or something?
1984, because we were going to pay off our house we just
Yeah,
bought
we just bought a house.
by making little porcelain popes
Oh my God.
with gold
Gold paints?
gold hot
Gold leaf.
gold leaf
Oh,
fired
They were
on.
fired.
They were
Oh
fired
my
It
on.
was a
yeah.
lot of work.
Yeah, I made molds, and then we kept pouring them, and we ended up with, I don't know, 1,000 of them.
Oh my God.
A lot of them. We still have a lot.
And then
Well, most of them.
my brother and this
And
pot-
then you were selling them individually because the Pope was coming?
Yeah.
Oh,
but
that's
we
so funny.
chased
were they
off
funny looking or they just
No, they were serious. They were well
they were
done.
serious,
Better than
except
what
some
they-
of them weren't serious. I had two of them that were sodomizing, and he had a swastika on his hat. That-
Some of them fell in the kiln.
Oh, so then you played
So
with that.
yeah, so we played with that. But we still have those. But we still have a lot of them. I made them. I made them out of this mixture of you use motor oil, wax, and clay, and it makes like a putty-like
Yeah.
stuff. And it's good for getting detail. So I made, and it looks like him, surprisingly. But I had him with the miter. I guess that's what you call it, and then with his cap. So two different types, and then we made these little fridge
Fridge
magnets.
magnets.
with a Pope's head. It didn't look like him. I gave him to one girl. I said, "We got Pope man. We had these boxes we were carrying that the lid flipped up. It was all red velvet, and I'm walking around trying to sell these fridge magnets, and the girl says it looks like a juju."
So people bought them seriously, like they were like
Very few.
Yeah.
merch that came with the Pope.
Well, see, you had to get a license for it, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to be licensed.
He wasn't
and
licensed.
I wasn't licensed, and everybody knew that I wasn't with the church because you're supposed to be wearing. Toronto had a different one than Ottawa. We went from Toronto to Ottawa chasing the Pope, and you're supposed to wear these things over you that are made out of plastic. And one of them was yellow and white, and the other one I think it was red and white, depending on which city it was. So I would give some kid a few popes, and he'd give me his outfit because he didn't want to do it anyway.
Yeah, they were all sent from Catholic schools to
Oh, that's funny.
flog this merchandise.
So then
which
we
is
got the
trash.
things on, and then we're selling them because people thought we were legitimate. And I'm walking, and there was a whole bunch of these cops, and the one cop said he wanted some, so he bought I think 6 of them from me. That was pretty good. And then the one cop, he just thought he said, "Well, where are you from?" And I said, "Oh, I said St. something or other school in Sarnia." And he goes, "Oh yeah," he
You're
says.
not wearing the right.
And then he mentioned somebody that he knows that works there, and how's she doing? "Oh yeah, she's fine." And then I turn around, and they all laughing their guts out because they knew I was lying.
But they didn't bother.
Probably didn't exist.
Yeah, no, he made it all
You
up.
set them up.
Some of those cops are sharp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's been this whole art thing is a lifestyle. You know, you shouldn't get into it for any other reason other than it's good for you to do and you meet interesting people.
Yeah.
But you wind up.
Well, just the two of you is to make it interesting.
Yeah.
I know Jane also has art practice, so
Yeah.
that's why I mentioned earlier the partners in crime, because
Yes.
you both have
Yeah.
your work and then you help each other, which
Yeah.
is really nice.
It is. It really helps to have a critical eye that's also understanding of your work.
Yeah.
But if I get lost in editing my videos and I'm not sure what to do, I'll get them to sit down and look at it.
Yeah.
And you say, no, that doesn't
Yeah.
work, or that works, or yeah, I really like
That's
it,
so
or I
nice.
don't, or this doesn't. Yeah,
It
it's
makes
really,
it
really
easy,
helps
yeah.
because you can get so wound up in your work.
This is really nice beer, right? This is from Spacecraft. I'm going to do a little commercial here.